think that's all. Any questions about this formula and about how to calculate the price of option? Does somebody want to make a question? Because at this moment I will consider that everything is clear and we will go to the next model.
Светлана, вы сказали то, что вот в этой формуле где-то нам нужно P, а где-то 1 минус P.
Вот 1 минус P стоит.
Ну да, а где нужна P просто?
Смотрите, вот этот красный нолик,
Да.
он получается в результате того, что вы циферку, вот этот нолик, который вот здесь, умножили на P, а этот нолик, который вот здесь, вы умножили на 1 минус P. Видите, это написано. Ну, может, их надо было в разные цвета покрасить, наверное. Но до такого я не доперла. И дальше вы дисконтируете его по непрерывной ставке, то есть берете все это дело в скобки и умножаете на e в степени, это картинка, и умножаете на e в степени минус r на дельта t. То есть вот этот нолик на p, этот на 1 минус p. У вас получается вот это. Таблица заполняется с права налево. Вопросы? Okay, and at the last step here you will get the price of option, estimation of this price. Okay. Ну, это то же самое, только более подробно. So, no, one more time. This is the case for European model. Because, you know, we have European type of option, and here also we have the American type of option. In case you have the American type of option, you should compare on each step. Is it possible to execute the option at this current moment? It means that here you should compare the price with the opportunity to execute the option. It will be possible in case this difference will be more than the estimated option price on each step. So this is the 3. This is the 3 for European type of option. And this is the 3 for American type of option. You need to construct both of them because as a result, we will adjust the estimated option price here that we will get here, and we will adjust it with the help of next model. What does it mean? What are we doing here? Here we are studying the opportunity to execute the option up to time, before the date of expiration. In case we will execute the option before the date of expiration, we will get, in any way, if we are going to execute the option, we will get what as a result, if we want to do it. This is the question. If we want to execute the option, we have the option put. What does it mean to have the option put? Is it opportunity to sell or to buy? Go to the previous lecture, find the definition, go to Google, find the answer. Sell to determine price. So here, this is K, means the strike. It represents the price you will get after the execution of option. At any time when you will execute the option, you will get strike. Do you understand me? Okay, this is the current price of the share. So the difference will be your profit or loss, it depends. If this difference is more than the estimated option price, of course, it will be the opportunity to execute this option at this step. If you have the American option, you have the opportunity to execute the option at any time moment before the date of expiration. So it means on each step you should check if is it possible, if it will be profitable to you to execute this option. Do you understand me? That is why in the case of the American option, you will compare this estimated price of option with the opportunity to execute it. Do you understand why are we comparing this number with this number? What shall we compare? This is the question for understanding. On each, yes, is it profitable? It is the estimated option price. How you can get it, this price? If you will do what are you going to do to get this number? I'm talking about this number. Do you see the mouse? Yes, you see it. How to get the first number? What shall you do to get the first number on each step? What shall you do?
Multiply.
Not to multiply. What actions should you implement? What should you do in real life to get this number? What shall you do?
Look at the current price. To look at the current price.
We can look at the current price of anything. I'm talking about this amount of money. How can you get it? If you will do what? Yes, if you will sell. If you will sell at the moment this option, if you will sell, you will get the estimated price. But it can be not profitable for you. Maybe it will be more profitable if you will execute it immediately. If you will execute, if you will get this number. That is why in case of American option, you have two chances: to execute it and to sell at any time. Of course, here you also can sell at any time moment. That is why you just here only calculated the estimated price, because you don't have the opportunity to execute the option up to the date of expiration. Only in date of expiration. Here you can get 34 point something if you will sell it, or you get something here if you will execute it. But you don't have the opportunity to execute it up to the date of expiration. Here you have it. That is why on each step you should decide, is it profitable to execute it or not on each step. That is why you will have one more action on each step, and here you will have the price. As you can see, it's a bit different in case of European option. We have the difference, and your case also will be the difference. It can be, it will not be a huge difference, but it can be significant value, not so small as in this case. Any questions?
So for European, we shouldn't compare this.
Yes, you shouldn't compare because you don't have the opportunity to execute it up to the date of expiration. It's senseless. Okay, you can do it. You can see that you will lose some amount of money. You can do it, but it will not be possible to change it. That is why. Just to, it will absolutely senseless. Any questions about the option? What?
How do we get divide by n?
Yes, to the number of steps. You will divide. Here, I don't see it. What is it, capital T? Capital T here represents the time from current moment to the date of expiration. And delta T, the result of the division of this time to the number of steps. Total number of steps, in your case, at least 50. In case, at least 50, but in case your estimation will be rough enough, it will be not in this interval, you should increase the number of steps. I think it's quite clear to you. Do you understand me? We had discussed on the previous lecture, we had discussed that your estimation of option, American option, your final estimation should be in some boundaries, yes? So in case we have a problem, it means it's not enough accuracy in your estimation. How it can be, how we can adjust it? The first opportunity is to increase the number of steps in this model, okay? Any questions? Is everything clear? Okay.
If our option is, for example, American, why should we?
You, not for example. Why should we construct the three for the binomial tree for European option? Because you will adjust your estimation with some additional model. We will discuss it a bit later. Okay. You will use three models to get the estimation. The first model we will consider here, it's a binomial tree. It's possible to estimate any option with the help of this model. Next, we will study one more model, and then we will study how it can be adjusted. But to adjust the estimation you will get, we need the American option or the European option, okay? We need it. Because for European option, we can get, with the help of Black-Scholes formula, we can get the exact value, not the estimation. We can get the exact value. So it means if we know the exact value and if we know the estimation, what does it mean for us? We can calculate the error. That is why we need the European option to understand how much is our error will be, how to reduce it, how to improve our result. Any questions? No. Okay. One moment. Now let's move to next model. Now we will move to Black-Scholes method model. As you can see, these three names, we got two of them to be accepted because Fisher Black was dead before the 1997. So we got the Nobel Prize, and you can see the prize motivation for a new method to determine the value of derivatives. Actually, they had invented equation which describes change in price in options, and the estimation of any option is the result of solving of this equation. Oops. Okay, one more time. So we can discuss the binomial model. Okay, so let's move to Black-Scholes method model. So it's just you have some information about this man, and the result they got this very significant result. So let's move to describing the situation. First of all, we will suppose we will have some assumptions to implement the formula. You can see these assumptions on the slide. First of all, we will consider the share price satisfies the eta formula. Do you remember a bit about the implementing the eta formula? Because we have some restrictions to use it. Yes? So it means all of them will be fulfilled in this case also. So it's allowed to sell the securities without coverage, to use the proceeds in full, transactions are free, taxes are not included. All the securities allow unlimited division, no dividends are paid during the term under consideration, no risk-free arbitration opportunities. What does it mean? I'm talking about this. What does it mean? It's very interesting because you made the photo and no questions. It means I will ask you when you will try to defend the case. You are not asking at all. Good, no problems. Securities are traded continuously and the risk-free interest rate is the same for all the terms. Okay, so you know how to recalculate the risk-free rate in case you had taken especially our market. What does it mean I'm talking about this formula? What does this formula represent?
It is normal distribution with the...
Normal distribution. We have a logarithmic function. What does it mean exactly? How do you think? Because we have logarithmic function. What kind of returns shall we consider? Yes, we should consider logarithmic returns. And about the logarithmic returns, we should be sure about this distribution. Here we should have a normal distribution with what kind of mathematical expectation?
First.
Yes, very, very interesting mathematical expectation. And what about the variance?
The second part, but it is a standard deviation. So to receive variance, we should take it in the power.
Yeah. Okay. So we have these assumptions. If you want to get some additional information, you just can take Black-Scholes-Merton formula, or you can open the house book, because it's absolutely amazing book about the derivatives, and you can find more information about this formula. Of course, I'm not going to prove it. What is the subject of study? The subject of study is this equation. We are supposing that F will be the price of derivatives based on the stock price with the price equal to capital S. So here we can see the equation. This is the Black-Scholes-Merton equation. To separate different type of options, and if you remember a bit about our course of calculus 2 years ago, you know that we can add different boundary condition to this equation. And due to this fact, we can separate, we can distinguish different type of options, actually to be exactly 4 of them: European colon food and American colon food. So I'm not sure about this slide, but in this case, wait a minute. No, okay. No information on this slide, so I'll write here. In case we will consider the European option call, in case we will consider the European option call, the boundary condition will be like this. It will be that the option price must be equal to maximum between S minus K and 0 at the time moment equal to T. This is for European option call. It's for call. For European option put, for put, we will get that it must be equal to opposite difference. It will be K minus S and 0 at the time moment T. Any solution of this equation represents itself theoretical price of the derivative. If we will go back to the desk of the option, do you remember if it was the theoretical price and calculated price? Of course, I will not ask you to get exactly the theoretical price. It's not possible because it's changed constantly due to the volatility. But I'll give you the interval, which is why your estimation should be the interval between theoretical price and estimated calculated price. But the solution will be the theoretical price you can see on the desk of options. I'm talking about the stock exchange. Do you understand me? Okay. So, in case we will consider the American option, in case we will consider the American option, this formula will work because the conditions will be the same, and it will be possible to solve this equation. For the option call, we will estimate the price of the option with the help of the formula you can see in the slide. This is for European call, and this is for European put. This is how to calculate D1, and this is how to calculate D2. Here, S represents the current stock price, K will be the strike, RF is the risk-free rate, sigma represents the implied volatility. Do you remember how to get the implied volatility? Do you understand me, yes or no? I'm talking about this number. Silence, total silence. Also, we have two assumptions to get these results. First of all, we are supposing that it's not possible to make the arbitrage deals on our market, and we will also suppose we will have the risk-free, the risk-neutral world. What does it mean? The first of it. Does it mean it's not possible to conduct the arbitrage deals? Who can say me what does it mean exactly? We had discussed we have three types of arbitrage. Here we have prohibited all of them. Do not forget the options means you can buy or sell in the future. So it will be absolutely possible, absolutely impossible to make the time arbitrage. Do you understand me? Because you are fixing the price. You are fixing the price, so it will be not possible to make the speculations with the underlying asset using this. What does it mean, risk neutral assessment? If we will go back here to this equation, oops. If we will go back to this equation, what we don't see in this equation, what we don't see in this equation, we can see the stock price, we can see the risk-free rate, we need some information about volatility, but I'm asking what we are not taking into consideration about when the asset when we're considering it. Yes, we don't have the expected return. If we don't have the expected return, what does it mean exactly? No, it means we are not taking into consideration the risk appetite of the investor. We don't take it into consideration. That is why we can talk about risk neutral assessment. Because we are not taking into consideration here the expected return. So it does not depend on it. And as a result, we are arriving to the notation of the risk neutral assessment method because this equation does not depend on it. And it means as a result, we have the assumption that all the investors don't care about the risk. They don't care on it at all as a result. Okay, so we have this construction. Any questions about this formula? Does somebody want to make the question at this moment?
How can we calculate it?
We shouldn't calculate it. We yes, we will study maybe on this lecture, but I think next week how it can be estimated. It's not possible to calculate. But on the previous lecture, I have shown you how to find it. Do you remember it? How to find the implied volatility? Yes. Do you remember how to do it? We should go to the stock. Yes. IV means implied volatility. If you go to the Moscow Stock Exchange, here. Окей. Вы не то выключили. Но еще лучше не стало, по-моему, да?
Вообще можно как-то...
Мы это обсуждали в прошлый раз. И вы сказали, что вы не знаете, как это выключать.
Мне кажется, пульт какой-то есть.
Но у меня пульта нет, реально.
Совсем, ты думаешь, пульт? Ну, мне кажется, это что-то.
Не, нифига, она автоматическая точка. Ну попробуйте. А кого туда поставить, чтобы он допрыгнул? Я думаю, даже наш высокий человек в Луне, ну если прыгнуть. А если он не попадет обратно на подоконник, что мы с этим будем делать? Скажем, что это его проблема.
Ну, он же сам, получается, стал, его как бы не заставляли. Мы же все свободные люди.
Сами мы вас сейчас не заставим. Как вы на это смотрите?
Не надо.
На то, что мы вас не заставим? Нет? Он не хочет.
Я все-таки думаю, что это автоматически.
Не попробуешь, не узнаешь.
Трифонова, вот вы ему зачем свободу дали? А? Что мы теперь будем с этим делать? Вот она. Все поняли, куда смотреть? Ну и можете наслаждаться, видите, даже сделки идут. Вот. И тут